Hello. Well, it is the next day, and here she comes. She's in charge. She's wanting making sure I get to work and do what I got to do. And it is today not only about her. I just fed her for the third time, and it's I don't know 1 o'clock in the afternoon. She's got a heck of an appetite these days, right, Puss in Boots? Yes. Well, I've been working on the rub rail, and I wanted to add another piece because of the span from here to here. Yesterday when I was welding them up, forgot that this is more than 2 feet. So seeing that I wanted to make it strong, took a piece of the galvanized piping that I realized after the fact that I had that, and it is thicker than the square stock here. And what I did was, I just got done having them on the lathe, and I cleaned them up, kind of made sure they were square cut on there, and I took off the galvanizing coating on there. You really shouldn't be breathing that in when you're welding galvanized material. I believe that definitely is a major health hazard from what I understand. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to weld this piece in. I changed the nozzle again, the tip on this gun again. It's brand new, and I'm hoping for the best. Because stick welding it, when it came to doing these pieces here, it was tough. It just wasn't working out for me, not at all. So I'm going to put you on the stand, plug it in, and in hopes that not only do you see, but you hear me, because I've been blundering that too when it came to the other video, especially on building the section for the gooseneck. I didn't realize that the mics, ran out of power. So one of these days I'll figure it out. I'll have no choice but to figure it out. So I'm going to put you on the stand and go from there. Got to get it done. Can't be playing around. So I'm going to get busy. Yep. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Well, so far so good, I hope. I hope. I'm getting a shower with all these splashbacks going on here. I felt it on my backside. Now I'm going to go to the other side, and anywhere that the spacers are going to go, I'm going to take the grinder sander to it and take the material off. This way it makes it a little easier to weld it up. And look at it, it's getting all boogered up again real quick. I don't know, I must be doing something wrong, but at least it's still flowing. See, it's boogered up in there. And show you that aspect of it, and then what I'll do is I will pause it, and once I go to actually set it up and put it in place, you'll see how I did the right side of the trailer. It's quite interesting, and I was surprised I didn't actually lose it and it dropped to the ground. So let me get on over there and get this part done. Okay, I am back, and I got all those spots cleared up. sand it up. Basically a little square all the way around on all the areas. So my next feat is to put this piece that's already welded up with all the extensions on there, get it to go on there without basically smashing to the floor. I have I call maybe a safety chain over here that's wrapped around that, plus the frame on the trailer, just in case it goes and it gets loose. It didn't do that to me on the other side, but I don't want to take any chances, so I'm going to play it safe, and hopefully it works out well, and you'll get to see how one person sometimes can get the job done. I hope. Off to the hope I go. Alright. I have a jack down this end with the I-beam on it at that height, hopefully. I have a piece of the original trailer right here, so it doesn't go too far. And then this jack that was for the trailer, as you can see, is right here. I believe this is going to have to go up some. So that's the beauty of doing this with this piece right here and the jack. So let me see what happens. This ought to be fun. Let's see. I think I need to boot that in. Yep, just a little bit. Just a wee bit. Okay, I think started at one end and a little at a time, bringing it out from the trailer. And then in the middle, flip it so it's the way I need it. I think that's what I did. Can't promise you, but I think, believe. It's like that. A little at a time so it doesn't get away on me. That's the whole idea. Now looking for this thing to... Oh, look at that. Try again. The wind actually knocked that over. Sweet! I think I got to give this chain a little more slack. Okay. I just did. Hopefully that helps. Woo! The chain came loose. Go figure. So, I'll do this the other way, like that. And there's the hopes that I don't lose this thing. Ooh, no! See? That's why I have the chain. And my jack, this didn't happen on the other side. I'm telling you, I swear it didn't. Dab-nabbit. Here we go. No worries. It didn't end up on the ground. It did knock the beam over, off the jack. That's okay. Nobody was hurt. Didn't lose any of the team members, but it did jack it up. Alright, there's that. Uh-oh. Not again. It did it again. Wow. That's twice. Holy putty cat. Where's Puss in Boots when you need her? To earn her keep. Okay. I know what I gotta do. Gotta take this clamp. Put it there at the moment. Wow. This did not happen yesterday. But it's happening today. Hot diggity dog diggity. Alright, that's gonna help. That will help. I'm gonna stop beating on my equipment. It just hit my welder. Hot diggity dog diggity. I think right there. You stay. You are not allowed to move. And this thing, wow. Okay. That's that. Well, this piece of steel isn't doing anything, so I might as well get it out of the way. The clamp is doing a lot, and now it's sticking out too far. Okay. So, what I gotta do is loosen the clamp it, and slide her back. Let me check that out. That's in the middle. That's good. Yeah, these are good. These will line it up. Alright, well, I'm going to tighten up on the chain just in case. One extra. Now we're going to we'll keep it like that. Alrighty. I'm going to verify the height that I set the rub rail at on the other side. It's not, I don't have it going even with the top of the deck. I didn't want it that way. So I'm going to just verify. So, I got to bring this up. And then I can weld it. It's pretty much about where the square stock is to where it hits the frame. I have it roughly about 3/8 of an inch from the top. There is I guess a forming from the machines when they formed or molded the C-channel, and there's that consistent line all the way through. And it shows up more with no paint on it, but I can still see it with the paint on there. And that's what I followed on the other side. So I'm doing the same thing on this side. And once this gets a little tack weld here, I have to bring that up just probably a 1/16 of an inch. Yep. And then do the next one and a couple others. And once that, maybe one or two are done, and I know it's going to run clean all the way through, I'm going to come back to the front here and show you what I did, even though I sort of explained it, what I did to the front in order to maintain as much openness up here in the front as needed. And I did check yesterday with all the restraints that I have, the straps, the chains, and everything works well going through here, so there's plenty of room. Tack another one on the bottom. And then make sure that the pressure stays there. Gonna loosen up this clamp. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere anymore, being that those two spots are welded. But this has to go up. Alright. Once I weld this one up right here, knowing that the flow is running well, I will weld up that first one and then take care of the nose of the rub rail. Alright, this has got to come down. Alright, turning that off. Put the helmet aside. Gonna go get the sledgehammer and that piece of angle iron and give it heck. It's 2-inch angle iron, and I put it towards the end. And probably right about there on the ground. Yeah, that's what I did. I'm telling you. Yeah. Alright. Unfortunately for the moment, I'm going to have my back against you. Okay. It's starting to bend. But I got to help it along a little differently. And I'm going to put a clamp. Oh, it just took you off. I don't get it. I'm telling you. I just don't get it. Alright, so I'm going to run the clamp, if I can see what I'm doing. Hold this, plus push in on the flat steel. Try to turn the handle. Yeah, all these nice little tricks with just 2 hands when you need 3 or 4. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so that should keep that from bouncing. At least I hope so anyway. A good shot. Yeah, that worked. Absolutely. I wonder if I get a pipe wrench on that and do that, because right now I think it's at its maximum position of bending. I can persuade it like that. Maybe I have to bring it out further. Don't toy with me, Mr. Clamp. Clamp it. Let's see. I need a pipe. We'll see. Oh, it is working. Maybe. It is out further now. That could have worked. It's a good possibility. Here we go. I think I bent it a little too far, but that's better than not far enough. Okay. I think that fixed that problem. One more shot. There we go. That's better. I think I like this side better than that side. I guess the trouble I went through to make that happen. Okay, let me weld that one up. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's see how bad I can get burned with the splash. That piece of metal, other than using the pipe wrench, I didn't use the pipe wrench on the other side. Not that that really matters, but I actually like the way this turned out. So I'm going to weld up the rest of these, and once it's done I will get back to you. But until then, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and it's all welded up, tacked up, welded up, and in place. Yes, sir. And until I get the rest of the material to do the drop back here for both sides, then I'll be able to show that being finished. But for the main part of it, which is 28 feet 2 times, it's good to go. And I noticed that our leader, Miss Puss in Boots, she's on the prowl, believe it or not. And that's her technique, as she's hunting those wascally wabbits. She pretends that she's sleeping, and then when she sees the wabbit coming, hopping her way, she attacks. She's fearless. Look at her. She's taking a nap. She's all nice and cozy. Oh, get him, Puss in Boots! But that's that for today on the rub rails. And hopefully I'll get this thing all finished up and done with the videos on this. I'm even still waiting from the company I'm dealing with for the hubs. I guess they're on back order or something. Who knows? But they got my name on the list waiting. All I need is 2. That's all I need. So when they come in, I gets to bring it on up and help me finish that up. I'll be able to finish that up. But until then, I do appreciate y'all watching. And until the next video, try to get something done. And if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, definitely would appreciate it. Hey there. Well, today is another day, the next day, and it's about finishing up the rub rail. I had to make a trip this morning to pick up the rest of the material from my friend that's been helping me, Daniel, from ML Metalworks. So I picked up everything pretty much I needed to keep moving until I get his assistance on verifying certain welds and help me weld up the rest. In the past, some of the videos when I am showing certain tools and equipment, like I even mentioned this welding helmet, I mentioned various things I've used, and I always say, once again, I'm not being sponsored. But this time I feel as though I sort of am. And the reason why I say that is because Daniel has helped me along the way, and we actually have an agreement that I'm going to be helping him when it comes to his 240 Nissan, his Nissan 240. I'll be doing some work on that car for him in exchange for his help. But he's gone, so far in my eyes, a little further. So he also gave me this shirt today, and I'm going to be giving him one of these next time I see him. And I don't want to put the shirt on because I don't want to ruin it. I am representing ML Metalworks. And the reason why I feel as though that, let me stay in view here, you get to see his phone number. Make sure you get that phone number. That is, he has actually given me some of the material that I needed, that he had at his place. And not only that, he's cut some of the stuff to size for me in his shop, which he didn't have to do that either. And I'm going to zoom on over and point to perfect example, because I was there with him doing it. This diamond plate, which are going to go over the wheels. And then he already had ahead of time, they say 1 1/4 square stock, hole in the middle. He already had these cut to size for me, what I needed on both sides. And, you know, with picking up the material, bringing it here, and so forth, to me, that's awesome. And to say that comfortably and showing that I appreciate that he does this for me is the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, is that I actually feel as though that I am being sponsored. You know, not like the guy's handing me, you know, dollar bills, $50 bills, whatever, but he is handing me monies, so to speak, in the sense of saving me money. Now, a lot of the stuff I do pay for. It's not like I'm getting stuff for free, all of it, but there are certain things that he has that he's given me, which I definitely appreciate it. So that's why I wanted to bring that up and show it again, and I don't want to wear it while I'm working. I'm going to wear it like if I go to a car event or any place like that, to where people will see, you know, ML Metalworks, there's his phone number. But I wanted to put that out there, and I do appreciate the fact that he does help me, and he is busy. Sometimes he can't make it when he wants to, but hey, nevertheless, I keep moving, and we'll get it done. There's no doubt about it. We'll definitely get it done. So that's my shout out to Daniel at Metalworks, ML Metalworks, not M and L, it's ML Metalworks. So right now I'm going to get back to, I'm going to be welding on the little cylinders, the pieces, instead of the square stock that he gave me. I cut them, but when I realized, and I mentioned this in I think a prior video, that if I would have remembered and realized that I had this stuff, the piping, I wouldn't have bothered him for, you know, this material. I would have used the round stuff. Not that it matters. This is a little thicker than this stuff here, but at the end of the day, it'll work the same. And I took piping, it's 1.5 inch piping, and then I put it on the lathe and took off the galvanized so that when I weld it, I don't have to breathe the stuff in. You don't want to breathe it. I believe I mentioned that before. So I want to get to it, get that stuff welded up. I'm going to do a couple, and then when I go to place it, I'll zoom you back in. But in the meantime, stand by. Okay, I'm back. And I did weld up the 4 pieces of pipe to the flat stock. Now to the rub rail. So what I'm going to do is it's all in place. I gotta tell you, this jack from the trailer, the red one, has really come in handy, and it makes it to where, you know, you're turning it and you get it exactly where you want it. So I might even make some sort of jig for this for the cylinder that comes out, to hook on to the side of the trailer to lift it if I got to change a tire. I'll use that in accordance with bottle jack underneath the axle. And this way, by helping to lift the frame up, it'll give a little bit more height inside there to get the tire out, need be. This is something definitely I'm going to keep, but I'm going to have to make a handle for it. So I'm going to tack this in, tack them all in place, and this way you get to see what the finished end result is. They say 6 inches away from the other fastener, you want to call it that, the square stock, which will give me plenty of space to put any strapping or chain I need through there. I just didn't want to put it at the very beginning, just in case I need it. And the rest are spaced out pretty much 20 inches center to center. So I'm going to tack these in on each one and go from there. Last but not least, side. So, rather boring anybody would the rest of the welding and the pieces that have to go on the other side, because once this is welded and the other piece is on the other side, then the rub rail is complete. I don't need to put it anywhere else. It's not going to go across the back. We did talk about today the aluminum ramps and the type of basically holders for the ramps where it'll hook onto the back to play it safe. You're going to go drive a vehicle up on it so it doesn't kick out or go up and shoot up or something. But we got that all worked out. So he's going to be picking me up that material and probably going to make them for me, because he has a wire feed, a spool feed for aluminum, to where it'll go a lot faster than if I was to TIG weld it and, you know, weld all the pieces up. So he offered to do that, and you see, he's going to have one of his guys do it. He has a few people that work for him, and I guess when the material comes in, he'll show them what we want, and he'll have the guys do it. And you know, that's awesome. It's totally awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. And once this is actually all said and done, I will be finally getting to post the videos on the rub rail. And then next will be the finishing up on the gooseneck. I picked up the material for that today as well. And I will be finishing, hopefully at least getting the gussets in place, welded up enough to where it'll hold, obviously, and then let him finish doing what I don't think I'd be able to do correctly. And I want to make sure I emphasize correctly. Strength is everything, and you know, I don't want to make no booger welds or anything else like that. So him helping me with that is a big bonus. But so at this point, I'm going to end the video here. I do appreciate people watching, and give a shout out to my boy Downey if you're looking for any metal work to be done. Even like when I was there, there was a dump trailer was there for repair. It had to do with the hinges and the doors that are on the doors. So he does everything from small stuff to a large scale, and actually he was putting figures together for a project that's being done at a school down in Miami. Real big project. Again, that's usually what he does, a lot of big stuff as well, but he doesn't turn down the small stuff. So if you're looking for something to get welded up or fixed that's metal or fabricated metal steps, his crew was working on nice metal steps while I was there. He has a nice size shop, a lot of equipment, and one piece I was actually interested in, but it's definitely out of my price range. He doesn't use it a lot, so he figures he might as well sell it because he doesn't need it, and then he'll pick up some more floor space. But in the event, if you all would at least like the video, if you don't want to subscribe, I get it, you know, but it would be appreciated. So until next time, try to get something done. Thanks for watching.